Have you ever wondered if stretching and posture are interrelated? Have you ever wondered if stretching can help posture? The answer is yes, and we're actually going to get into that right now. So when we look at posture, the biggest thing is quality of movement and quality of life, which we touched on before. What you're looking at now is how does stretching help posture? In two ways, it helps posture. And so we can look at that with imbalances and tension. Both of those are interrelated with the muscular structures of our body. And so when we think of tension, we think of a tight muscle. That's the most common thing. Tension can be built up for many different reasons. It can be stress, it can be hormonal, it can be repetitive activity, it can be a workout you just finished. So there's many different ways to build up tension within a muscle. Ultimately, that creates that feeling of tightness that you might be having, right? Now, when we look at imbalances, the way our muscles and our bodies are set up, oftentimes you have different muscle groups on different sides of a joint or a body. And that's what allows us to move pretty properly, whether it be forward, backwards, up, and down. There needs to be a harmonious relationship between those two muscles that are involved with those movements. If tension is built up in one muscle more than another, then ultimately what we can see is that it tends to override, right? It tends to overcompensate. And so with that overcompensation leads to poor quality of movement, which can precipitate to aches, pains, and worst case scenario, injuries down the road, all things you want to avoid. So being able to stretch more regularly, more consistently, and focus on the right areas are going to help eliminate tension and imbalances down the road in the long term. Check back in with us later for some more tips.